All right, so let's show these attribute directives. And so here's the component for the tasks component. There it is. And let's add some styling to this. So we're going to add here styles. Styles is an array. And we're going to add two styles to it. We'll add a red class for color red. And we're going to also add a blue class for color blue. There it is. We just have two of them. Let's go to the h4 tag and just change that to red. And let's use the class.red. And then this, let's make sure we give it a value of true, so it does actually set it to true immediately, and it gives us that class. Let's take a look. There it is. It's red. And just to show here, if we change this to false, so class.red, the value becomes false, so it should not give us that class. There it goes back to black. And to go even further, we talked about variables, right? So we can set here a variable called, let's say, toggle, give it a type of Boolean, because it's going to be just true, false, and let's set it to true. And then let's put the toggle right into where false was. So since it's true, we should see this light up as red.
So you can use false, like the JavaScript keyword, or TypeScript, I guess, and you can just put in a variable name.
Exactly, which would have resulted in false, exactly. And there it is. Because it's true, let's change this back to false, or rather, let's change it to false. And right back to what it was. Awesome. So I'll leave that up there just for us to see, and I'm going to add the same thing here, but as opposed to the class of red, we'll use the ng class directive. And this one, we can pass in an object of a bunch of keys being the class, being the class names, and then the values being their true, false types. For example, I want this h4 to have the red class to be true, so I'm going to put here the word toggle. So this will be no different. Let's try it. Make sure they're both red. Oops, left them as false, so they should be both black as they are. Let's make that back to true. Make them both red. There we go. And let's go even further, and let's copy this one more time and separate these out a little bit so you can see them clearly. We have the first one here that checks to see if it's red. Actually, put a comma here and set a blue class also to be toggle. And now this is kind of odd because we don't want them both to be red and blue classes on one property. So let's do the opposite. Let's put an exclamation mark here and say, if this toggle is true, show red, but make this be false, so don't show blue, and vice versa. So we don't actually need this second one there. We'll leave it as this. Let's take a look. There it is. It's as is because right now it's true. Let's make this false. False will make this red be false, and it should not show up red. And then blue would be the opposite of false because of the exclamation mark. So this will become true. So we should see blue there. And there it is. And you can imagine now with bigger applications and more HTML and CSS and more object perhaps and different properties, you can keep testing on things and seeing, well, what if this task that I'm working on has been completed or not completed? Maybe completed is a true, false, Boolean type property. So you can use that to color different parts of your template in different colors that would make sense for your application. Awesome. So again, just to wrap up, we're just looking at the attribute directives here, and we use the class name to show off just a very basic way of adding class. We also show the ng class to add multiple classes with perhaps different kind of values, so we can get the opposites of different classes as we change values in variables, let's say.